transitioning out of high school. Today I'm talking with Carolyn, who is a BCBA, Lily, who is a member of the school board, and Melissa, who is a career resource specialist. So a little bit about my son. Adam is about to turn 22, and this is his last year of high school. He is very opinionated and has an independent spirit, but he always has acquired assistance in the classroom and has needed help making friends. I worry about him after high school. I want him to be as independent as possible, but he does have some skill deficits in some areas of concern. I am wondering which steps I should be taking and how to decide what is best for my son. I'm not really sure if I should let him be independent and make his own decisions and what he wants to do, or if there's more care that should be provided for him, since he does have some of those skill deficits.
Hi, Karen. My name is Melissa, and I'm a career resource specialist. There are many challenging issues facing individuals who are on the verge of adulthood. Some of the essential life skills necessary for independent living may not be within an individual's repertoire just yet, especially if they have an ASD. So extra support is often needed in all areas of their lives to ensure skill development. It is important that your child receive training to be able to live as independently as possible. This will help him in finding gainful employment opportunities as well as meaningful social opportunities so that he may access those valuable experiences. According to Ethical Code 2.10a, Treatment Efficacy, the individuals in our care have the right to effective treatment to be able to gain the skills they need to live happy and healthy lives. We do not want to deprive the individual of important life experiences and the opportunity to experience the feelings of pride, pleasure, and self-esteem that accompany successful attempts at performing tasks. Researchers, Guess et al., in their 2008 article, describe how learned helplessness can occur when people are given full care and aren't allowed more choices and opportunities to learn. The researchers state that individuals, no matter how severe their disabilities, should be given the maximum control over their lives. A great way to empower people and give them choices is through life skills and job training.
I am worried about the skill development and how much say Adam will have in his future and how he's treated. I don't want him trained like some robot in a workshop. I want to make sure he's happy and that he has a say in what he does after he is done with school. And I want to make sure that if he isn't happy, he also has a say.
Hi, my name is Carolyn, and I'm the BCBA that is working with CASE through the school system. There are several ethical considerations that would be taken into consideration when helping Adam transition. According to Ethical Code 4.02, involving clients in planning and consent, behavior analysts will involve the client into the planning and have consent for behavior change programs.
How would this ethics code translate into the workplace?
Well, I can answer that. Teaching Adam to advocate for himself, as well as ensuring that all who support him are well trained in ethical codes and guidelines, will help ensure that he is treated fairly and equitably. Ethical Code 1.05d discusses how behavior analysts do not engage in discrimination against individuals based on their disability or any other basis. And Code 1.05e discusses the avoidance of any demeaning treatment or behavior towards a person with a disability. The Americans with Disabilities Act also prohibits discrimination or mistreatment in the workplace due to his disability, so he is protected under those federal laws and ethical codes.
Hi, my name is Lily, and I'm the representative from your child's school board. There are many different ways that the school has helped prepare your son for life after high school. We strive to make sure that each child with autism had all the same opportunities as their typically developing peers. We make sure that we utilize their enhanced visual processing and help them to visualize math problems, English problems, issues with their peers, and even using visual schedules to navigate through their daily routine. While in high school, your son had ample amounts of opportunities to practice various skills across different settings. Together with his teachers, our school system had ensured that your son has met all of the state standards. Yeah, which I feel we can all recognize is a huge accomplishment.
Just because Adam can pass the state standards does not mean that he has the necessary skills that could be considered socially significant. Being able to pass a math test and being able to function in a workplace or in an apartment are very different skill sets. We need to consider Ethical Code 2.04D, which states clients' care above all others. It doesn't matter if he can pass a standardized test. What matters is that he has the ability to live as independently as he can.
So how can you provide care while empowering these individuals at the same time?
One part of my job as a behavior analyst is to advocate for the client and provide effective treatment. Ethical Code 2.09, Treatment/Intervention Efficacy, states that clients have the right to effective treatment. We can provide care while empowering individuals like Adam at the same time by providing various services for individuals who may not have the skills to advocate for themselves. We can also create opportunities for persons with disabilities that they may not have had without care, for example, employment placements. Through services, we can improve functional and daily living skills, as well as prepare individuals, like Adam, to live in a more social environment, such as a group home setting. According to Griffin's article published in the Journal of Public Mental Health in 2008, support with health and medical issues is another way to provide care and empower individuals with disabilities.
Hi, it's me again. There are several resources that the school system can help you to navigate, and if you are finding that different opportunities and life skill trainings are necessary for your son. There's one particular program that is very interesting and would most likely fit with your son's needs. It is called Passport to Independence, and it will take the parents' goals along with the talents of your son and make sure that they learn life skills, health education, and are involved with social and community outings necessary to help them prepare for life. This pilot program is one of many startup programs of its type that are starting to emerge all around the country. It could help empower your son by helping him work on socialization, his health and wellness, and even give him cooking classes where he can learn to prepare healthy meals for himself.
Of course, this goes back to 4.02, involving clients in planning and consent, and making sure that, along with parents' goals, Adam's goals are equally heard and understood.
I am a little worried about the cost of a program like this, along with the cost of care for my son after high school in general. What kind of costs are associated with the full care of adults with ASD?
Let me see if I can help you with that question. Most life skills and employment supports programs are funded through community donations and state and federal funds. It can be extremely costly to provide for an adult with a disability throughout their life, and so increasing their independence should be a priority. There is limited funding for services, and some families end up on a waiting list for many years. Some families pay for services such as job coaches or day treatment programs or independent living programs out of pocket, which is not easily affordable. Efforts should be made as early as possible to teach important life skills so that the individual can live as independently as possible. To give you an idea of the overall cost of caring for an individual with disabilities, here are some interesting statistics. Let me just pull this up here. So, as you can see right here, the first bullet point says that autism services cost the U.S. citizens $236 to $262 billion annually, which is pretty staggering. The second bullet point, a majority of costs in the U.S. are in adult services, 175 to 196 billion, compared to 61 to 66 billion for children. Cost of lifelong care can be reduced by 2/3 with early diagnosis and intervention. The U.S. cost of autism over the lifespan is about $2.4 million for a person with an intellectual disability, or $1.4 million for a person without an intellectual disability. 35% of young adults ages 19 to 23 with autism have not had a job or received postgraduate education after leaving high school. It costs more than $8,600 extra per year to educate a student with autism. And in June 2014, only 19.3% of people with disabilities in the U.S. were participating in the labor force, working or seeking work. Of those, 12.9% were unemployed, meaning that only 16.8% of the population with disabilities was employed. So those are, again, some really interesting statistics that show us how costly it is to care for an individual with a disability throughout their lifespan, and that we should make all efforts to ensure they have adequate training and support to be more independent.
Okay, so in these types of group home settings, I've heard of some people becoming alcoholics and becoming overweight. I've worked so hard to provide Adam with the right nutrition and help him be healthy. So what if he engages in potentially dangerous behaviors, such as smoking or drinking or overeating? Would there be someone there to help him stay on the right track and be a voice of reason for him? I want to make sure that he has the freedom to make his own choices, but I also want what is best for him.
Well, one way we can do this is to allow individuals to share in control of their life choices by providing input and feedback. In the schools, we help to teach them proper skills to ensure that they follow their schedule and make good choices. In Tantum's book, Autism Spectrum Disorders Through the Lifespan, the author refers to how if an individual with ASD makes unhealthy choices, it could directly reduce their quality of life. We try to help the special needs students know right from wrong so that their parents don't have to worry about feeling responsible for them later on in life.
How can my son learn to be as independent as possible and need less care as he gets older? Isn't that what IEPs, ABA, and the special education programs do?
Well, throughout your son's high school career, we have tried our best to help him gain independence through passing his exams, meeting state standards, and cooperation in various clubs and field trips. According to the University of North Carolina, better academic performance often leads to a more successful life after high school. Adam has excelled in many of his classes over the past couple of years, and it makes me confident that he will have the skills to survive the real world.
Well, I'd like to add that these programs tend to focus more on academic versus daily living skills. So as a parent, it is important to think about that next step. Since it can take individuals with ASD longer than others to learn essential skills, receiving training for independent living and employment should begin at a young age. We all remember being asked when we were young, what do you want to be when you grow up? We need to ask that question to children and youth with ASD and identify how we can support them in their dreams and goals. Temple Grandin, an advocate for individuals with ASD in the workplace, recommends in her TED Talk in 2010 that these trainings should begin around 12 years old and that children should be encouraged to find their niche and have opportunities to develop their skills in those areas of interest, whether that be computers, Legos, etc. We can use those interests in their skill development. Another thing to consider is the correlation between empowerment and our mental health. In Schweer's 2015 study, it was found that employment reduces the risk of depression in adults with ASD. The results of the study showed that employment factors were significantly related to depression in adults. Based on these findings and the demonstrated importance of employment to our mental health, we should be focusing on interventions that integrate supported employment to help decrease depressive symptoms and increase employment outcomes.
That's an interesting point. On another note, when a child with ASD reaches adulthood, how much should legal guardians influence those decisions that these individuals make in their adult life? And what exactly is the role of a legal guardian of individuals with disabilities after the age of 21?
One of my main concerns, as many of my students enter into the real world, is that they may not have the skills or decision-making skills required to advocate for themselves appropriately. And while I feel beyond confident that the schools have given him a solid foundation for a comfortable life, it concerns me when care providers provide a little too much freedom. I have seen it occur many times when some of these students are faced with situations that they just aren't prepared for, such as bullying, exploitation, potential involvement with the police and other authoritative figures. situations like this, I feel as though it's a parent's responsibility to help their child and to make sure that these types of situations are just avoided altogether. An unprepared guardian who has a child leaving high school may suddenly find themselves facing difficult choices, risk of personal safety, sexual abuse, along with temptations to become abusers themselves. By helping your child make important decisions, you could potentially be saving their life.
People with disabilities have goals and dreams of their own, and many need some help accomplishing those things. As a professional in the field of ABA, I believe in empowering my clients to pursue their interests and make choices about their lives and contribute to their communities. Learning does not occur without the opportunity to make life's choices on one's own and learn from them. Everyone deserves the right to do this, despite the risk of mistakes and failure, and to be able to learn and grow as adults. One way we can do this is to allow individuals to share in control of their life choices by providing input and feedback. According to Weemans et al. Article in 2014, gainful employment and financial stability should also be pursued for individuals with ASD.
My son also has poor social and organizational skills, and while I can imagine him having his own apartment, I can't imagine him being able to function within a job setting independently. After the training and job coaching, what opportunities are there for him? I hear about different success stories here and there, but are they really that common?
Well, actually, with adequate training and support, it is absolutely possible for individuals with disabilities to function well in the workplace. Yeah, I'd like to show you a couple of examples of how the workplace has accommodated individuals with disabilities in ways that have made their dreams come true. So let me pull up a video for you of someone who was able to make his dreams come true in his work. Push play here. There we go.
I wake up at 5:30, get the shower, do my morning routine, go around 7 o'clock, come to work. I am so excited to go to work, so I do a dance off in the parking lot. It's a dance of magic. We serve breakfast, lunch, and hugs. The hugs are the best part. I am Tim Harris, and this is my place. Oh yeah.
Oh, sorry. Anyway, that was Tim Harris, who actually owns his own restaurant. And as a fun little update to his story, he's actually closing his restaurant to move to Colorado to get married to the lovely woman you see in this picture here. So he's pursuing his next dream in life, which I think is really great and definitely something to be celebrated, and that we can, show to others as an example of, this is possible for everyone with and without disabilities. Let me show you one other video of somebody who has had some success in the workplace, even with an autism spectrum disorder. All right, well, there you go.
Wow, those are some awesome videos. Along the same lines, the program that I mentioned before, Passport to Independence, also has another avenue some are considering for individuals who are more creative and enjoy expressing themselves. This program provides art classes supplies an online means of selling their art to the community, and helps the individual create income. As you can see here, this is directly from their website. It also gives them an opportunity to sell their art in national art exhibits and also community galleries. These individuals are able to thrive and being reinforced in their environments.
So thank you guys for helping me today. I feel better about the future for my son, and I think I better understand my role in all of this as well.
Oh, it was my pleasure. We all care for Adam and wish him the best. We know that as individuals with ASD enter adulthood, the need for teaching and support doesn't end. While as much independence should be afforded as possible, ongoing evaluation of skill deficits is critical. While an individual's autonomy and their personal choices are a vital part of human experience and should be afforded to all, some individuals may need specific supports to ensure health and safety.
According to Bannerman, caregivers should attempt to teach decision-making and to help clients to learn how to make choices so that a client could potentially learn how to make good choices and choose things like naps and donuts in moderation. As a behavior analyst, our core principles of according dignity and benefiting others are important considerations when discussing the rights of adults with ASD and developmental disabilities. Working with clients to make their own healthy and informed decisions will ensure that they are treated with autonomy and that each individual's wishes are being heard.
It sounds like from what everyone is saying, it is possible to empower my son while still providing some guidance through feedback and the job placements. And there is always the option to provide more care for him if that is something that he would want to do and if that is the kind of environment that he would be happy in. I want to make sure he has the freedom to experience life the way he wants to live it without putting too many restrictions on him. But as a parent, I also do want just what's best for him. I know in some cases, someone's child may benefit from receiving more care, and in others cases, they may benefit from more of the empowerment perspective. So you guys have given me a lot to think about regarding Adam's future after high school, so thank you all for taking the time to meet with me today.